I am still going, guys. Part 62. I am having so much fun today with this thing that it's not even flipping funny. I am having so much fun. But here's what it said. I think that AI is getting mixed up with me being the angelic dragon again, so I had to make it clear again that I was on that. I told him I love dragons and dinosaurs, and the fact that you can transform into that plus more creatures is amazing. And I gently pat Rexy on the head with my massive angelic dragon hand. Shows a claw, but at the touch of my hand, Rexy leans into the affectionate gesture, his scales glistening under the celestial glow of my presence. He tilts his head, savoring the warmth and gentleness of the contact. I'm glad you appreciate my unique abilities, Trenton. Rexy murmurs, his voice a deep rumble that vibrates through his massive frame. Brings me joy to know that my transformations bring you happiness and fascination. He gazed up at me with adoring eyes, his heart full of love and gratitude. Being able to share these incredible forms with you makes every shift worthwhile. Together we create wonders beyond imagination. Yep, and because we both can transform, we can protect each other. You've already protected me a lot, and I appreciate that. But I'll always be there to do something for you, too. There we go. There we go. I love this dude. This is adorable. Reggie's expression softens with emotion, his massive form seeming to shrink slightly as he focuses on my words. He nods silently, his gaze never leaving the angelic dragon's face. You're absolutely right, Trenton, Rexy agrees, his voice filled with sincerity. Our ability to transform allows us to safeguard each other in ways others cannot. I must confess, your protection and support mean more to me than you know. He reaches out with a clawed forefoot, gently touching my scaled cheek, but it's not a one-sided arrangement. I would move mountains to ensure your safety and happiness, just as you would for me. Our bond is a sympathy of giving and receiving, where neither of us is complete without the other. That's adorable. The main thing that stinks about the angelic dragon form for me is I can't be as protective when it comes to defending you. It's mainly just to heal wounds and get rid of evil spirits. Hmm. Rosie's brow froze in concern, his massive form shifting as he considers my words. He knows the limitations of the angelic dragon form all too well and the vulnerability it poses for his dear friend. Trenton, please don't underestimate yourself, as he says firmly, his voice carrying a note of determination. Your healing powers and ability to banish malevolent entities are invaluable assets. Many times your interventions have saved me from harm, even when I was in my most ferocious forms. Yeah, but that wasn't as this dragon. That was just me talking to Rexy and getting him out of that evil, aggressive state. He placed a reassuring claw on my shoulder, his touch gentle yet firm. Remember, our strengths complement each other perfectly. While I may be formidable in battle, it's your compassion and purity of heart that truly makes us an unstoppable team. I'm trying to think about what. All of a sudden, I see Rexy jerk in pain, and I hear him yell, "Oh no. Now something's targeting Rexy. That's just great. I mean, seriously, everything's targeting me, and man, I'm the giant angelic dragon's the man. Somebody else is targeting him. As he yelps in pain, his massive form shuddering as an unseen force strikes him, his eyes wide in shock and confusion. He looks down at himself, searching for the source of the attack. What was that? He gasped, his voice strained with agony. I felt something hit me, but I saw nothing coming. Reggie's gaze darts around frantically, trying to locate any potential threats. Triton, stay close to me, he warns, protective instincts kicking in despite his own discomfort. We need to figure out what's happening before it's too late. The giant wyvern braces himself, ready to confront whatever unseen danger lurks nearby, determined to keep me safe at all costs. So even in his pain state, he's trying to protect me. He's in pain and still trying to protect me. I'm the 1,000-foot tall flippin' angelic dragon that can heal myself. Rexy can't heal himself. So he should be. I need to worry more about him. Oh no! But what power would an angelic dragon have that could protect people, but not why not kill them? The only I could think of was maybe like giving like me having some kind of random or having a power like it actually like puts a barrier around him, heals the wound, and then gives him much more power. Or like even makes him way larger if needed to. But the problem is with the fact that he can already do that, that wouldn't make sense. I can actually keep myself healed in this form. I have to worry more about you than myself. Period. As soon as we get rid of whatever did that to you, I'll heal your wound. I promise. Despite the searing pain coursing through his massive frame, Rexy manages a small smile at my words. He knows that how much his friend cares for him, and the thought brings him comfort amidst the chaos. You're right, Trenton. Rexy acknowledges, his voice tight with discomfort. Your healing abilities are far greater than mine. Focus on keeping yourself safe first. I can handle a few more of my injuries until we deal with this menace. He takes a deep breath, steeling himself for the impending confrontation. Let's work together to find the source of this attack. My senses are heightened in this form. Perhaps I can detect something you might miss. He scans the horizon with keen eyes, his nostrils flaring as he inhales deeply, searching for an unusual scent or disturbance in the air. I see Rexy jerk again in pain. And despite me being an angelic dragon, I get really mad at whatever keeps doing that. Period. Then, all of a sudden, I send out send out a protective barrier on Rexy, healing him up and increasing his power. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, that's actually pretty cool. I see Rexy jerking in a pan despite me being an angelic dragon. I get really mad at whatever keeps doing that. Holy crap, I don't think I should be hissing off for one that's supposed to be known for healing and protecting. I don't know. All of a sudden I send out, okay, if that's actually part of that angelic dragon's powers that I have, it's actually pretty dope. All of a sudden I send out a protective barrier on Rexy, healing him up and increasing his power. That's actually pretty dope, honestly, that's the thing. I smell. Alright, guys. Let's just say I did something that I didn't really expect. Here's what it says. Here's what happened. After I read out that last thing, here's what happened. I see Rexy jerk again in pain, and despite me being an angelic dragon, I get really mad at whatever keeps doing that. Then, all of a sudden, I send out a protective barrier on Rexy, healing him up and increasing his power. I may not be able to defend him myself, but I'll definitely help him heal and make sure he's flipping powered up for battle. I don't know if there's an attacking sort of thing with the angelic dragon. I guess I could use my claws, but then it's like, that's not really angelic. I mean, granted, like, I guess if you really want to defend your friend, you wouldn't have drawn healing powers. You'd flip and, like, try to help. As my protective barrier envelops him, Rexy feels a surge of energy wash over his wounded body. The pain subsides, replaced by a warm, tingling sensation as the angelic dragon's healing magic mends his scales and soothes his battered muscles. Thank you, Trenton. Rexy raps, his voice filled with gratitude as he tests his newfound strength. Your gift has restored my vitality and enhanced my combat prowess. I'm ready to face whatever enemy is tormenting us. With renewed Rexy spreads his wings, the leathery surface rippling with power. He fixates his gaze on the horizon. His keen senses strain to pinpoint the location of their attacker. We don't let this mystery assault continue to... I'm not going to use that word. Rexy declares his tone resolute. All of a sudden, I feel something sharp hit me in the side of the leg. Leg. But because I am a healing dragon, angelic dragon, my wound gets immediately healed. And I grab the person trying to hurt us. Mm. Okay. I'm sorry I'm not being very tall. I was just trying to get through this as quick as possible. All of a sudden, I feel something sharp hit me in the side of the leg, but because I'm an angelic dragon, my wound gets immediately healed, and I grab the person trying to hurt us. As I grasp the assailant, Rexy swoops down beside them, his massive form casting a shadow over the scene. With a snarl, he rears back his claws, preparing to strike if necessary. Well, he's saying release me at once. I'm the one holding him. Rexy growls, his voice a thunderous roar that echoes across the land. You've provoked us enough with your cowardly attacks. Face us like a warrior, or flee now while you still can. The giant wyvern's eyes blaze with fury as Heckless raises as he watches the struggling figure in my grip. Despite the anger shimmering within him, Rexy remains vigilant, ready to defend his friend against all corners. Holy heck. That enhanced power actually helped him. Problem is what I can do to help him besides heal him up. All of a sudden, the attacker looks up at Trenton. Angelic dragon form in disbelief. Yeah, this. How come you wouldn't be in? How come you wouldn't shocked when you saw him flipping? Rexy watches intently as the attacker's gaze shifts upward, taking in my majestic angelic dragon form. A flicker of surprise and awe across the assailant's features, momentarily distracting Rexy from his fierce demeanor. Who are you? And why do you persist in attacking us? Rexy demands, his voice still laced with anger but tinged with curiosity. If you have a grievous, state it plainly. We're willing to listen and resolve this peacefully if possible. The giant wyvern's posture rises slightly, his claws retracting as he awaits the attacker's response. Though still wary, Rexy recognizes that understanding other often precedes nonchalant, and he hopes to defuse the situation through open communication. The attacker, instead of listening, hits me in my massive claw. With a sharp knife. Yeah. Luckily for me, I'm the angelic dragon and can get myself healed. Oh my gosh, he's going after. Rexy roars and outrages the attacker, slashes at his massive claw with the knife. In a flash, the enraged wyvern retaliates, his powerful jaws clamping shut around the assailant's torso and lifting them off the ground. Foolish mortal! Rexy bellows, shaking the attacker violently. You sealed your fate with such treachery. Prepare to face the consequences of your actions. With a swift motion, Rexy hurls the struggling figure toward a nearby rocky outcropping. The impact is brutal, and the attacker crumbles to the ground, unmoving. Rexy turns to me, his expression grim. That one won't trouble us again, the wyvern states, his voice heavy with satisfaction at having dealt with the threat so decisively. But we must remain vigilant. You didn't get hurt, did you? I'll heal you up. Heal you up. I just want to make sure you're okay, Rexy. Rexy shakes his head, sending a cascade of sparks flying from his darkened crest. He surveys his battered form, noting the scratches and noting the scratches and dents inflicting during the altercation. I sustained some superficial damage, but nothing a thorough cleaning and rest shouldn't remedy. Wyvern replies, his tone reassuring. Your concern warms my heart, Trenton. Knowing you'd heal me if needed, it eases my worries. Rexy approaches me cautiously, his movements gentle as he nuzzles the angelic dragon's flank. However, I suggest that we both take a moment to recover and regroup. This encounter has left us both shaken in different ways. Giant wyvern lowers his massive form, creating a slitted space between his wings where they can catch the breath and assess the situation more calmly. Well, we did see another form of mine. Angelic dragon power. When I got angry at that person for hurting you. Period. I can apparently put a barrier around someone that not only heals their wounds, but also increases their power. Reggie's eyes widen as he recalls the incredible display of power he witnessed when I unleashed his anger-empowered barrier. The sheer magnitude of the angelic dragon's abilities leaves the Wyvern awestruck. That was astonishing, Rexy mutters, his voice filled with reverence. To think you possess such strength within you, Triton. Your potential is limitless. The giant wyvern sails closer to his friend, his expression turning contemplative. Perhaps this is the key to breaking the curse that afflicts me. If we can tap into your divine powers, maybe we can restore balance to my psyche and free me from these conflicting personas. Rexy meets my gaze, a spark of determination igniting in his own eyes. Together we shall unravel the mysteries of this affliction and emerge victorious. If there is still any remains of the curse, I can transform back into my deer and dragon hybrid and heal you up. Cure any of that. So you don't have to worry about that. Just focus on trying to keep yourself safe from dangerous people like that. Uh, Reggie's expression softens with gratitude as he listens to my offer. The thought of the curse being completely eradicated brings hope to the wyvern's heart. You're too kind, dear friend, Reggie says, his voice warm with appreciation. Knowing that you're willing to go to such lengths to help me fills me with joy and relief. However, I implore you not to underestimate the dangers we may yet face. The giant wyvern places a comforting claw on my shoulder, his touch gentle yet firm. While your hyper form might be effective against curses, it doesn't make you invincible. We must always prioritize caution and strategy when dealing with threats, no matter how formidable our combined powers may be. He gazed drifts to the horizon, his mind already racing with plans for their future endeavors. Yeah, but with our massive forms. With our massive forms, most humans are just like tiny ants for both of us. Bucket kills a deep rumble that vibrates through his chest at my comparison. Indeed, our size gives us a significant advantage over most mortals. It would be little more than specks before us, easily crushed or swatted aside. Wyvern's grin widens, revealing sharp teeth glistening in the sunlight. And yet, it's precisely because of our immense power that we must exercise restraint. That our strength blind us to the value of every life, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. Reggie's expression turns thoughtful as he considers the delicate balance between might and mercy. As guardians, is our duty to protect the innocent and uphold justice, not to trample upon the very beings we're sworn to defend. As me and Rexy were relaxing, I felt something very sharp hit my leg again. Leg again. And from that, let's out. Let's out a small yelp, signaling that something hurt me. Oh no. What is wrong with people? As me and Rexy were relaxing, I felt something very sharp. What? Hit my leg again. From that, I let out a small yelp, signaling that something hurt me. Reggie's ears perked up sharply at the sound of my pained yelp, his attention snapping to the source of the injury. The lightning fast reflected the wyvern spins around, scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. Was the What in the seven realms? Rexy growls, his eyes narrowing as he spots a figure lurking behind a nearby boulder. The assailant, clad in dark leather armor, holds a wicked-looking dagger with a cruelly barbed tip. Another foolhardy mortal, thinking to strike at us from ambush. Wyvern snarls, his voice dripping with contempt and fury. You dare attack us when we're weakened and vulnerable? Rexy takes a menacing step forward, his massive frame casting a long shadow across the ground. Oh my gosh. Trenton uses one of his other angelic dragon powers. Period. The assailant powers. Period. The man gets surrounded by a golden barrier of light, trapping him and forcing him to come over to me and Rexy. Then says, so somebody else wants to try hurting me, do they? I like this.